Hey YouTube, what's up? It's Kai. It's been a while since I've updated you guys on what's going on, and I've got some friends that are really begging for an update. So, here it is. As I mentioned in my last video, I got my hormone replacement therapy letter from my therapist, which is awesome. So, today is Sunday, November 1st, and in 3 days I meet with my doctor for a physical and to discuss options for hormone replacement therapy and my transition overall. So I'm really excited. I'm kind of sad because the mountains opened like last Thursday and I was gonna go snowboarding on Wednesday, and then I remembered that I have a doctor's appointment, so definitely not going snowboarding, but hopefully next week. So that'll be awesome. And so, yes, apparently Coda wanted to be in the video. Anyway, so basically, yeah, I guess a lot's been going on. So, I went to Utah a little over a week ago. It was like a week and a half ago. And I went to Utah to go see Chase Ross speak at Westminster College in Salt Lake City. Now, if you don't know who Chase Ross is, you should. He goes by the YouTube channel, like his YouTube channel is called Uppercase Chase 1. And without directly quoting my name, he did give me a really awesome shout out in his last video on FTM Trendstastic.
Also, look at my shirt, it's amazing. Somebody made it, a friend from Utah, but they're from Colorado and they drove 7.5 hours to go to Utah to come see my talk, made me this shirt, and it's amazing because it's like, bless. I never want to take it off. Also, it's really soft because it's H&M.
Trendstastic, which is also a channel that he started. It's a collab channel for FTMs. So basically, I went to Salt Lake City to see him speak, and I had kind of arranged for this. I had a friend that was supposed to be coming into town, and unfortunately my friend completely blew out her knee and is not able to travel, or was not able to travel. So basically, I already had those days off when I found out about Chase's talk, and I was like, I walked into my manager's office and said, hey, can you take me off, like put me on the schedule for that week, my friend's not coming, here's why. And then no more than 3 hours later when I found out about Chase's talk, that's when I like ran back into the manager's office, was like, wait, don't schedule me, like I'm going to Salt Lake City. So anyway, I booked an Airbnb for the first night. Not really, I was just gonna stay for the night and then drive back home. It's about a 7.5 hour drive from where I live in Colorado. But like I was totally willing to do it and I wanted to go so bad. So let's rewind to like 2 weeks or so before the talk or the presentation that Chase was giving, and I just happened to be scrolling through Tumblr in the morning when I woke up, which I don't usually do. I usually check my Facebook, my email, and my time hop. And then I get up and I get ready and I go to work. So for some reason this morning, before I went to my personal training session with my trainer, I happened to get on Tumblr, on my Call Me Kai Jackson Tumblr, which you guys can also follow if you'd like. It's in the link below, or it's in the description below. So when I was on Tumblr, I noticed that Chase posted that he was looking for someone who was good with Photoshop and who could help him with the design of his business cards. And I thought to myself, well, I wouldn't design a business card necessarily in Photoshop, but I can design a business card. So, rewind again real quick, like 2 to 3 days before that, I had found Chase's like personal Facebook online, and I'd sent out a friend request thinking, hey, if he accepts, great, if not, whatever. And I had done this with a lot of people who are pretty active in the trans community. Well, it just so happened that Chase accepted my friend request, and basically after seeing that post, I jumped on Facebook right away, shot him a private message and was like, hey, I saw your Tumblr post that you were looking for someone to design business cards. I'd be really interested in doing so. Let me know if you are still looking for someone to do that. So he messaged me right back and we started talking, and that was like a month ago. I think it was a month ago. And we had a FaceTime conversation yesterday and we were texting today. So anyway, I feel like a super ridiculous fanboy, like, oh my god. So anyway, Chase brought me this shirt as well as another FTM Transtastic shirt with the Transtastic logo, and it's a white shirt, which I'll probably wear in a later video. But basically, so he brought me these shirts as well as an awesome other little secret present. But I really wanted to like do something kind of cool for him too, other than just his business cards. So I started thinking, now if you've ever watched Chase's videos, he always says bless. Not blessed, like ED, or bless you, but bless. And he texts the same exact way that he is in all of his videos, in case you're wondering. So, I don't know, I really thought he was a great guy and I wanted to do something really cool, like, because this was his first, like, talk that he had ever done at a college, which was pretty cool. So, I decided that I was gonna ask him, like, what size shirt he wears, and I was gonna make him a shirt. So, he told me, and he was like, and I love H&M shirts. So I went to H&M and I bought an H&M shirt in, like, a light heathered blue color. And I found a font online that on my computer that I loved and that I wanted to use, and I made him a shirt. And on the shirt, I airbrushed the shirt. I have an airbrush machine, and on this shirt, I airbrushed bless in white letters. It's like as I said, like a light blue, heathered blue, and it's that shirt, and it just said bless and a really cool font on it that like totally matched like the feeling of the word. Anyway. Typographer in me. So I didn't tell him what I was doing. I just told him I was making him a shirt, and I didn't tell him what it was exactly that I was making or what I was going to say or anything like that. He just knew that I was making a shirt, and I kept like dropping hints on Facebook, and like I'd send him a picture, like I sent him a picture with like some white airbrush like paint on my hand, and so anyway, so fast forward, we're going to Utah. So I'm driving to Utah on Thursday morning. I left at like 7:30 in the morning, and I had to stop in the middle of Wyoming. Wyoming is terrifying, by the way. If you've never been to Wyoming, it's absolutely freaking terrifying, especially at night, which I'll get to later. But anyway, so I'm listening to this podcast called Serial. Also really good. If you're not listening to it, you should. So anyway, I'm listening to this podcast, you know, just kind of passing the time. 7.5 hours is a long drive by yourself. So, you know, I get to Salt Lake City, and I get to Salt Lake City the day of the talk, or Chase's presentation. And I arrive at my Airbnb, I like hang out, I go for a walk in like one of the suburbs of Salt Lake City, and I get some Baskin Robbins, and I go to like this like thrift store kind of deal, and I buy this really awesome plaid shirt, which I end up wearing to the presentation later. And you know, so I come back home, I come back to the Airbnb, and I get changed, and I get all ready, and so then I head down to Westminster College, and I'm like, oh crap, like I have no idea where I'm going. I've never been to this college in my life, obviously. Like I live in Colorado, and I went to school in upstate New York. So I'm like totally out of my element, and then I look over and I see this guy walking with purple hair, and I was like, oh my god, it's Chase Ross. So I start freaking out inside, and so I like parked the car as quick as I could, ran up to go catch up to him. I never ended up catching up to him, but I did get to follow him where he was going, which is good because I had no idea where he was going, and I knew that that was where I needed to be, was wherever he was going. So I made it to the auditorium, I sat in the second row, and I like waved to him, and he like waved back at me, and I swear to God I could hardly breathe. So Chase, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, this is really embarrassing. So anyway, Chase and I talked and texted for like the 2 weeks leading up to his presentation, but obviously had never met because he's from Montreal and I lived in Colorado. So he thought it was super awesome that I was driving 7.5 hours to come see him speak. and you know, he asked me why I was only staying until Friday. I was like, you know, I have Saturday off, but like my Airbnb was only until it was only available that one night that I stayed there and not available any other night. So he was like, well, let me email the person I'm staying with and, you know, you can probably stay with us. And I was like, okay, cool. So we emailed them and I ended up staying with them too, which was really super cool. So me and Chase and the guy who kind of like set up the whole thing at Westminster College, his name is Levi. The three of us all hung out for like 3 days. I ended up calling into work sick on Sunday because I didn't want to leave because I was having way too much fun. And it was just a great time, and I want to like go back and rewind so much to like that time because I just felt so good. For 4 days, Chase and everybody around us used male pronouns for me, which is like a first for me. And I don't know, I guess you never really realize what it is, like that it hurts so much to use female pronouns until someone uses the pronouns that you actually identify with. And then when people use female pronouns, it's, I don't know, it hurts a little bit more and you're like, okay, now I get it. So anyway, there were a lot of great things that happened. If you check out Chase's Instagram from when he was in Utah, it was definitely really cool, and we had a great time. Hashtag think of B. So, you know, we went to Temple Square and, you know, saw Space Jesus, and so I've been home for, what, almost a week now? I think today I've been home a week, and I don't think I've done anything but talk about Utah. It's been great. It was great. It was so great. Oh my gosh. I met so many cool people and we did so many cool things, and just like hanging out with people that like understand you is really cool, because you don't realize how much people around you like don't necessarily relate to you until you're around people like that. Like people like you for, you know, 4 days and you're like, wow, this feels amazing. So I guess coming home, I've been a little bit depressed, and I've had a lot going on. I don't know. Anyway, so I've got 3 days left before I talk to my doctor, and then my birthday is November 16th, so I'm hoping to be on hormones before my 24th birthday on November 16th. So I've got like 12 days after my first appointment to get back in and, you know, or get my prescription or whatever, at least in my mind. So anyway, I've had a lot going on, but things have been going all right. I feel a lot less anxious about the, like, taking of hormones, simply after talking to Chase and Levi and just kind of like feeling like I was myself for 4 days, which was really cool. So anyway, so that's kind of an update about what's going on. I'm super pumped. 3 days left until I meet with my doctor. And Utah was fucking amazing. Excuse my language. Utah was fucking amazing. And I really hope that like I continue to do like awesome things and things are kind of like keep going my way, at least with my transition and stuff, even though I've got a lot of other things going on in my life. But it's been a really great last couple weeks as far as like my transition goes. And like seeing and meeting Chase was like the coolest thing ever, and like the fact that we're like actually friends is super cool. Anyway, I think that's all for now. This video is far long enough, and I've kind of given you guys a lot of information, and I don't know how helpful it is. I don't know, helpful, I don't know. Anyway, I hope this helps you follow my transition, and I look forward to updating you guys more and even more often when I start T, because then I'll actually feel the desire to update my YouTube channel. But like right now, the only thing that's changing is like, you know, my brain and, you know, how I'm feeling about things and all that stuff, which is kind of sometimes a little boring because it doesn't change very much. But Anyway, so that's where I'm at. That's what's going on. And I know I said last time I would update my channel more, but I'm like having a hard time because like nothing's changing. Like with me, I still look exactly the same. But anyway, hopefully once I start T, I'll want to make more videos because I'll really want to document my transition. And like right now, I'm just in like a social transition. But I've also asked people to start using male pronouns. It's getting there. It's still very, very new for a lot of people. But like my friends in my apartment complex that I'm really close with are pretty good with it. And you know, like gendered words, like referring to my animals, like I'm now daddy instead of mama, which is really cool, and I'm totally enjoying that. And like no more hey lady or like hey chica. I'm like enough. I also gave someone a 2-week deadline like 2 weeks ago to not use my old name anymore. Because I literally shook someone's hand right in front of him and was like, hi, my name's Kai, how are you? Like, nice to meet you. And he was like, well, can I still call you by your old name? And I was like, you have 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And then that's it, you're cut off. So anyway, things are going really well. I'm feeling much more confident, like, emotionally about all of this. Hopefully, I don't know, this is a really freaking long video. Oh, kill me. Anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to subscribe below or share my video wherever you might like. But it's been a great couple weeks. All right. Hope you guys had a great Halloween yesterday. See ya.